Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Got a nice hot cup of coffee. Wish I could give you a cup. Ah, wonderful. And thank y'all so much for those prayers. Last night my husband came home to go to bed, and he said, "Oh boy, he's done a turnaround." Before the doctor had called him up there at the first night, he had dropped him off and stayed up there. Come in here at 11, laid down, and then the phone rang. And the doctor said that something's wrong with paperwork. Uh, who is in charge of this man? And of course, my husband said, "Well, I am. I'm his daddy." He said, "Well, we got to get this straight because you need to come up here and make make this paperwork right. That's a not resuscitate or resuscitate, whichever way you go." So he had to go back up there at 11 and stay till 3 in the morning. Came back. And then last night he went up there again at, let's see, about 3 or 4, maybe 3, and stayed, you know, till closing time, I guess. They had him on a schedule where you couldn't stay in there. You had to, they made hours and times. And anyway, he was supposedly on his way out into this, getting close. The time will come that it will happen because he's so weak and everything. And his body just goes awry all of a sudden. Um, anyway, he came back last night at around 10. He said, "Oh man, he did a turnaround. I believe he'll be going home back to his house, where he lives." And I'm like, "Wow, we were getting ready for a funeral here, and now we're." I said, "Man, that man just fighting for his life, isn't he?" And so, thank you all prayers and the prayers for my husband to handle and go through this situation. Oh, he goes through it over and over and over. And prayers, he seemed to be really strong this time. Uh, so thank you. Thank you so much for praying for him and his son. Uh, so today or tomorrow, I guess he'll be going back, as long as everything works out. Um, but I'm glad that hasn't happened yet. Uh, But thank you again. I can't thank you enough for prayers, y'all. Y'all are unbelievably kind. Um, but anyway, I'll get back to. It kind of when you're doing something like that, I guess it kind of just puts you on hold on everything, doesn't it? Um, I'm gonna light this candle right here. This one is one I've had before. It's the Caribbean waters. And for those that don't remember, you need to before you go blowing out another candle again. You let it burn down to where it gets the whole solid thing of liquid. If you let it just burn a little bit and then blow it out, you're going to cause that wick to go straight down through the candle and you won't get use of your whole candle. But anyway, I'm just talking to those that don't know. Not y'all professional candle burners. I'll put it right there. Now, the match is back. I'm going to go around the room So you can see where I'm sitting at and looking at. I know I've done this a million times, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, here we go. I'll go slow. Okay, now over there on the TV, I got the dogs. They're playing. Okay. I don't need a live pet, do I? I got so many artificial ones around here. I don't need a live one. Oh, gosh. Coffee's starting to get cold. Let's go get some more. Go back that way so you can see what I'm doing. Now, because I reheat my coffee, pour my cold coffee back in there and get fresh hot coffee. You know, me and my husband are the only one drinking it. Um, I'm not a coffee guzzler, okay? I, if I'm when I get through with this, I'm actually lucky if I drink a whole cup of one whole cup. So, all y'all, calm down. I'm not overdosing on caffeine here. So, here's some more. We go through things, don't we? Let's see. Oh, this is bad. That no, it's good. Coffee's bad. They couldn't make up their mind. Was coffee bad or was coffee good? Was the eggs bad or were eggs good? Just butter's bad, butter's good. Uh, they really, you know, just eat what tastes good. That's why we have these taste buds. If it tastes good, just eat it. But just eat a little bit of it. Don't eat a lot of it. Um, I can't see eating things that have no flavor, have no taste, or they're not delicious to eat. That doesn't make any sense. And of course, people are used to what they grew up on. You know, you grew up eating a certain thing, and that's what you eat when you grow up. What you eat as a child, you usually eat as an adult. And even if it's cardboard or not, that's what you eat. Of course, all except uh, ripe tomatoes in gravy. I don't eat that. No, my mother did that. She had so many tomatoes. She'd make some brown gravy and she'd put tomatoes in it. And we ate that with biscuits. Well, oh, no, I don't like tomatoes in my gravy. Now, I know that was her way of trying to fill it up and all, but no. I'll eat the tomatoes separate, raw, and then I'll eat the gravy separate. But when I was growing up, I did not like boiled tomatoes in anything. And of course, I don't mind now. I'll eat tomatoes in my soup. I like tomato things that are made, Italian foods that are made from tomato sauces. Um, I cannot eat tomato soup. And it's not because it's in my head, it's because I got ill. I went to Panera Bread and I got some of their tomato soup, which is absolutely wonderful. It's delicious. You know, with some of the bread and you tear it. Wonderful. Um, I began to start having a reaction. It was crazy. Um, and I just wasn't sure what it was. And I got so ill, just terribly ill. Um, Now I can eat tomato in my soups, and it doesn't bother me. Um, I can't eat. It's a canned tomato soup, and I can't eat that. I don't know what it is they put in it. It causes that. Um, but I sure don't want to go there. As sick as it made me, I don't want to go there. I started getting after I ate it, and I was still in the restaurant. I began to. I mean, as I was eating it, before I got through empty the bowl, I began to feel this funny sickness, like I had been poisoned. Um, so I don't want to go through that again. And when you try to eliminate tomato out of your foods, you'd be surprised how much food has tomato in it. I had no idea, it was tomato. They put tomato in a lot of things. I kind of got over that, but I haven't touched that kind of tomato soup yet. I buy it, that Campbell's, and let my husband have it. He loves it too, but I can't eat any of it, or put it this way, I won't eat any of it. I don't know. It might have been the chemical that's in was in that tomato soup. The chemical. I can't imagine preservative. I don't know what it was, but it didn't work well. Well, I'm glad that things seem peaceful now, and I can relax, and I'm not over the television now, trying to figure out what's next. I'm through with that for a little bit. I just was so relieved. But I have noticed I'll watch a newsreel about something or watch it live. That's what I mean to say. I watch it live, and then you give it about, I guess, long enough for them to make them fake films up. They take them and take pictures and things like that, different things like that, and add them to that news report. And they look all through the video to see if somebody did anything. Yawn, put their hand on their face, close their eyes a minute, anything. And then make a big deal out of it, make a lie out of it. Over and over. I don't like that. Um, if nothing's happening, nothing's happening. Don't create something that's a lie. But I guess that's what they try to do. It's what they call it, clickbait, where they put some stupid title up there with a picture that don't belong. I've seen some pictures that don't even belong in that. But anyway, and you look at something that's happening, you're like, oh no, I already saw that a week ago. That didn't happen there. It's. I wish y'all would quit doing that. You're keeping stuff stirred up, is what you're doing. You may not realize it. You're trying to earn money and get people to click on it, look at it. But you're stirring the pot. You're agitator. That's it. You're an agitator. But y'all younger people, stay away from this stuff. Don't go out in the street and try to be with everybody and do what everybody does. Don't go riding naked somewhere. My husband said, I watched that naked race on TV. I said, yeah, and were they naked? He said, no, they all had something on. They're lying. Oh, I mean, for a man to show his chest or his back, I don't call that, or his legs, that ain't naked. That's not naked. I mean, if you want to be naked, go to a nudist colony. You know, it doesn't shock me to see naked people because that was part of my job before. I had a job where I saw naked people. But what bothers me is when you're showing it off like it's something wonderful and you're too old. You got an old droopy butt. Everything's drooping. Either it's too, and your wee wee is too little. A race with the little wee wees. That's what I'd say it was. Or bicycle race, bicycle ride with little wee wees. Sagging, bulgy. I just couldn't imagine that. I had a friend one time. He's gone. Anyway, he confessed that he uh, went to a nude race, a 5K, a 3 mile race, nude. He said they were nude, totally nude, and your number tied, you hooked it around your waist, and the number was supposed to drop down and hide the front part. Well, of course, you know when you run, your legs move. You're not gonna hide nothing. But he liked it, and you just an old pervert. You just want to look at dirty, nasty, sweaty, naked people. That's all you're doing. I had a sister one time that went to a nudist colony. She she stopped in there acting like she was trying to get directions. She's stupid. They knew she wasn't trying to get directions. You don't go all the way to a nudist colony and go in there and ask for directions that you're lost. You need to go. Anyway, she didn't see nothing like she wanted to. Um, it's silly. It's silly. She was so, oh, you got to know what I did. I went to a nudist colony. Ooh, I said, really? I mean, you sat out there and walked around with nothing on and with a bunch of old goobers out there watching you? Oh, no. I just went in the inside there and asked for directions. You know, they weren't naked. I'm like, well, that's silly. And for y'all, though, y'all might be in a nudist colony right now watching this video. I'm sorry. I don't think I'd be comfortable sitting on a bicycle naked. We'd have to throw, I think, can you imagine? Throw all those bicycle seats away. Oh, gosh. That's enough about that. I might, I might be disturbing some of y'all perverts out there. Oh, gosh. Used to go to meetings with gatherings, drink coffee and talk and stuff with runners. We do our runner. Maybe they were walking, bicycling, whatever they're doing. And when we got through, we went in and drank coffee. We started out young, drinking just coffee, and then as time went on, years went on, they started little by little. They started buying the breakfast, little by little, and then before you know it, we were just there mostly for breakfast and coffee. I went from running to walking. You know, when my spine gave way on me, I was done. Um, but I took up the hiking. I got me the two sticks, two poles. And of course, I was made fun of by the runners with those two poles. But what I had was I had a spine that blew out two spots, and I didn't want the surgery. Uh, so I just live. I live without. I live now. I'm fine. I didn't have the surgery. Uh, and I'm glad I didn't, because what he said was, if you can take a little pain and uncomfortableness and you know what to do when it comes on you, uh, you'll be okay. But he told me the things that could happen that I'd need to get a hold of him to get back with him on it. But I've tried to watch myself. If I turn a certain way, uh, it does pop up, show up. Mostly, more than my back, is my hip. Uh, I really can't squat a certain way or anything. It'll start, and the pain is just super strong. So, but anyway, I was through running. Uh, and then I thought I was going to just run my whole life until I died. I didn't think I would be put out like that. But anyway, here I am. I don't hike anymore. I guess I could show y'all those books. I could get them out. I walked, uh, hiked 26, 30 miles through the AT trail. And some of it was bicycle. In other words, I never went to the trail. I had been to that trail and hiked little sections of it when I was younger, so I knew what was there. But I mostly biked here and walked trails here, you know. And of course, I had the watch that would tell me how many um, miles I had gone, and I did it every day, and so I could get through that 26 miles. I actually went 30, and I documented it. My log books. I kept log books just like I was running or every day, and I would watch the weather. I would get connected up with people and sites that would tell me what the weather was and what everything was going on there at the time. And it just became really real for me. Um, it took me 3 months, 3 or 4 months, I can't remember exactly now. But I got so into it. I put a bed right here, and I slept in the bed here, a little small bed. I slept here like I was camping. And that's how psychologically I did it. And every day I was somewhere else, actually. I'd watch videos of other people that were walking. They have actually videos of people walking those areas. And I would go through those videos right here. Then I'd go out and I'd walk the distance for the day, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 miles, whatever it was for the day. And then I'd come back here and I'd bike on a stationary bike. And it was an ordeal. They call it virtual, where you don't really go to this certain race. but you run it at your home, at your local area, your local course that you normally would run. You'd run it. It's called virtual, and you'd turn it in, or you'd go to a race and turn that in, and they would give you credit for that, and that would be your distance. But of course, there was nobody that was going to give me credit. This was just in my head, in my mind. I'll show you those logs sometime. I'll get one out and show you what I did. But I went to the extreme. I ate what I would have eaten on that trail. That was what I ate. An energy bar or some fruit or a sandwich. And then I would watch the weather. And if the weather got real cold, I would go get a motel room, and I'd find where the motel rooms were on the internet and how much they cost, and could I stay there, and can I get a ride back, or how far it'd be to walk back to the trail. I did all of that just like I was there. That's how far I took it. And it was an ordeal. It took me 3 or 4 months to do it. And I really pushed myself. But I don't think I've ever told anybody this, how far to the extreme I took it. I wanted to do it really bad, but I knew it was going to be an impossibility. My husband was worried at different times that I'd just disappear and go on to that trail and walking that trail. But I even looked into going with other women, but also the other women usually would drop off and they'd end up being one woman left, or none women left. And I talked to a lot of people that had done it, and they couldn't do it. They had only done sections of it. So I decided just to do it virtual, you know. It cost me a little money to eat and different, being different, but it would have cost me about $6,000 to $10,000 to actually do it, depending on how many times I went to a motel or how many times I went into town, in that little area. But anyway, that was something I went through, and I look back at myself and think, you really did that. You really did that. I guess you got to get something out of your system, don't you? Wouldn't it have been terrible if I'd wanted to climb a mountain? Okay. Well, I've talked a while now. I've talked about 28 minutes. It's going to be 30 minutes. I guess I better go. This, I don't know. Y'all could see it's not me with these videos. The day before, just like that, went in. Yesterday, y'all saw it come in, and I don't know what time was it. 9, 10 o'clock before it even popped up, and some of you had forgotten. Just heck, she's not coming on today. I had put it on there yesterday morning. So we'll see about this one. Y'all may not see this one till late in the evening. So, but anyway, thank you for the prayers. So sweet you are, and I'm glad you're not in pain anymore with your teeth. That infection on that teeth can kill you. So I'm glad you're getting rid of that. But it changes our lives. Something little changes our lives change. But you'll have a nice smile now. You have a nice smile. So anyway, I better go. And I'll talk again to y'all. I don't know what I'll get up to today. probably go over to that thrift store. You know, I'm addicted to that over there. Got to get my shopping in so I'll be okay, you know? Okay, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.